Nathaniel Bandy. Striving for originality.
Mario Kart Stadium. The usual warm-up track, Mario Kart Stadium does its job quite well. The track is simple, there's only a few turns, and it perfectly shows off what the anti-gravity is all about. On the long turns, the road splits into two. You can either take the black road, which allows you to learn the drifting mechanics, or you can take the red road, which demonstrates how fast speed boosts go and throws you towards the first ramps in the game. There's also a small ramp shortcut that can be accessed easily with a mushroom. This track is very basic and kind of dull to play on, but it's still fun. Out of all the warm-up tracks in Mario Kart's history, this is one of the most visually appealing. I'm not talking about the HD graphics either, that's not a fair comparison. The track shows thousands of people in a stadium, as well as fireworks and confetti. We're not only in a stadium, but we see the city buildings outside of everything as well. A portion of the track shows live footage on a few big TVs. On top of all that, the music is really catchy and fits with the level well. The melody is very warming and easygoing. It allows first-time players to get used to how Mario Kart's core will play out. Water Park. Water Park doesn't really feel like a park, but it sure is a great ride. A majority of the track is held underwater, which actually isn't a bad thing. You are essentially entering inside an amusement park, then getting on a roller coaster. You kick into anti-gravity in the coaster section. The drift is really fun to take. There's a ton of details in the background showing off additional rides and attractions. You can even drive in between a Ferris wheel if you're careful. I really appreciate that there's a Waluigi roller coaster in the background. The overall course design is fun to play on, and is surprisingly not boring. The layout is pretty fresh for the first cup of the game. The water effects are fantastic. You'll come out of the water soaked. Bubbles fly around your car when you enter the water, and the splashes are really well done. There's a balloon spinny ride held underwater for some reason. You can actually use a mushroom to zoom through it if you're careful enough. The music flows really well with the track. I love how it changes depending on if you're above or below water. Sweet, Sweet Canyon. This track is indeed quite sweet. The theme is pretty unique. It's all about the candy. Even the toads that cheer you on at the beginning are little gingerbread toads. That's adorable. Sweet Sweet Canyon starts off simple, but branches off and becomes more and more complex. After going through a chute, you'll drive through water and have to pick between a blue or pink path. Both paths cover the same amount of distance, neither one is faster. I'm glad that's the case because players can switch up which way to go without any downsides. It keeps the track fresh. The last section is great too. You come up to some quick turns and a couple of piranha plants that are ready to smack you out of the air. There's even a shortcut with a donut arch. What I like about this shortcut is that it's not easy to use. If you just blast a mushroom through it and don't turn or drift, you'll smash into a wall. It takes some skill for the shortcut to work effectively. All of these designs make for a really enjoyable racing experience. As usual, the background details are insanely cool. You got lollipops, Oreos, chocolate on the road, candy canes, any kind of candy you can think of is in this track somewhere. The music is very cheery and happy going. I really like it. Thwomp Ruins. One of the best parts of Thwomp Ruins is how well the atmosphere is set up. We ride through the ancient ruins and go through a couple tunnels to follow. The tunnels actually illuminate with light when you're outside. It's pretty neat. This track is probably the first hard one to drive through. Most of the turns are sharp. If you've mastered drifting, you will love this stage to death. The only real obstacles in your path are thwomps, obviously, and these huge rolling wheels. They generally aren't too hard to avoid, but they will force you to take turns that are either less or more sharp than you'd want to do. There's a section where you leave the first tunnel and you have several forks in the road. The variety of paths is really great and most are good to use. You can drive on the walls or on the road, and you can even glide across the entire section. There's water to drive through, but that path is the slowest of them all. Around the end of the track, there's a small shortcut that is not only hard to reach, but barely saves you any time. There's also a shortcut at the very beginning of the stage that requires a mushroom. This track is generally satisfying to play through. The graphical detail on the thwomps is so dang good. The sparkle and shine effects are fantastic. As for the music, it fits with the track, but it's not exactly exciting. It is at least a catchy song overall. For this cup, Sweet Sweet Canyon is my personal favorite track. What's your favorite track in the Mushroom Cup for Mario Kart 8? Let me know in the comments. Like if you liked, dislike if this sucked Mario Shrooms. Make sure to follow my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr to keep up to date with upcoming videos and projects. Thanks for watching, have a great day.